We have been talking about sustainability for ages, for years, for decades. And today, we are here again today in Bangkok to continue these conversations. In a city that we try very hard also to make a change, to be more sensible to the environment. Many of you may not believe that, but there are many rules and regulations today to make Bangkok greener, more efficient, better, inching toward the concept of future sustainability to lower impact on our environment. And we are making efforts more and more, making more efficient buildings, adding more rules and regulations to make the world better, to make our city cleaner. We specify more eco-friendly materials. We work with waste more, like what she was introducing, upcycling, construction waste, food waste, material waste. We plan for more transit-oriented development. We add more communities along the transit systems, along the public transportations. We care more and more about our neighborhoods. We try to keep them, try to make them better. We clean up clogs to make our canals cleaner and more livable. And we see the same efforts happening around the world. Many are making efforts to improve our environment. For example, London, that's for Tony. One of the busiest cities in the world that people want to go and to visit, to see. London environmental strategies try to turn 50% of its cities into green areas by 2050. Is this city the face of future sustainability? Paris, one of the most romantic cities in the world. People want to go. Newlyweds want to be. In 2015, it was the place where all nations united to sign agreement to combat climate change. Is this representing sustainable future? Is this city the face of it? Toronto, that's for you. One of the most livable cities in the world. And it also has an amazing policy to have electric vehicles that attempt to lower 80% of greenhouse gas emission by 2050. Are all these buildings, these cities, representing future sustainability? Tokyo, in Asia, financial hub in Asia. Lots of people will merge culture and modern technology together seamlessly. Also has the metropolitan governments aim for 100% LED lighting throughout the city by 2020. That's a few years away. New York, one of the financial hubs of the world, and where Trump also resides. One New York City with the Green Infrastructure Master Plan for clean waterways. Are all these cities add up to sustainable future? Do you see that all these top cities of the world, top financial hubs, top destinations, the most advanced, the most desirable for most visitors to visit, are all of these add up to sustainability? Unlikely. You know why? It's difficult as long as we keep on building and building and keep on building. We need to find new ways to achieve sustainability. We cannot sustain the world through the methods that we have been implementing all these times. But what would be the new ways? Do we know how? Do any of us know how? What else can we do to create a sustainable future? With the way we make things more efficient, We add more green space, we clean water, and we keep on building more. Is there an alternative to the way we build and the way we progress? I'm making a proposition. We must focus on all well-being. When I say all, I don't mean just humans, not human-centric. For all of the development that we have done so far, we are focusing on ourselves. Can we really exist alone? Can we? No, we know that we need to balance, we need to live in good environment, be by the trees, with a lot of beautiful nature. Can we live without any animals at all? Can we live without any insects at all? No, we cannot. And yet, with all the development, with all the mighty power, with all the intellect, we focus on ourselves too much. And we care so little about other beings. And that's what makes us so far not very sustainable. We need to put heart and brain in balance for others. For others, not just mean other human beings, but others mean all beings, animals who used to be there, the habitats, natural fauna and flora. For as long as we do that, that's when we found new ways, unexpected innovations, or what many of us might call sustained innovations. I have examples. If we care about other beings, not just ourselves, because we know we cannot exist alone, we need them as much as they need us. Actually, they might not need us at all. We just encroach on their habitats and their way of life. For example, you get a piece of land and ready to go into development. Typically, you go at it with designers, economists, engineers, all of these people. The more efficient you make, but you don't recognize what exists there, you're encroaching on whatever was there before. A piece of land like this could start off with camping out on site, through the lens of people, of researchers, to look at what exists, measuring the trees, like what you are seeing. Look at the water, look at the soil, look at the skies to see. You might find a lot of life in the water, qualities in the water, toxin in the water, the soil. A lot of organisms, microorganisms live under the soil, in the earth, biodiversities. Look at that. Understand the fish that live in the water, live on the land. Look at the trees and you see the birds. In Bangkok, when you survey, you might not realize a city full of concrete like Bangkok. We have over 120 species of birds. That might amaze you because you don't see them that much. You don't only see pigeons. But on this particular land, in Bangkok, the whole city of Bangkok, 120 species of birds. On this particular land, there are more than 60 species of beautiful birds that most of us don't even see. And imagine, if we don't recognize them, don't recognize other beings aside from us, human, you will lose all these beautiful, beautiful creatures that's supposed to come back and help us and live in our life, see beautiful things. And you would lose them without even knowing that they exist. And that's innovation, is the Foresters Project. It's the world's first forest residential integrated development with 46% of green areas. And that's amazing, without recognizing the need for other beings, without being careful and compassionate about other beings, you would not have such an innovation or innovative development. This innovative development is to provide natural habitats for all life, exist before us move there. And the forest in the end will make us happy. The forest actually come back to benefit us. When we care and compassionate about other beings, it come back to us. You know what the forest does? Improve short-term memories, reduce inflammations, anti-cancer effect, immune system increase, and better visions, more relaxation, better mindset. And that's what makes us happy and make us more sustainable. Compassion. And in the end, having these green areas out of compassion actually add more green space to a city like Bangkok that in dire needs of green space. We have about 3 square meters per person when World Health Organization suggests that each person in any city should have 9 square meters of green area per person to be healthy. Bangkok has 3. So of all these effort that we put in for well-being, it actually come back to us. When we care about waste, choking the planet with waste, then we end up with a lot of upcycled materials. We end up a lot of innovations, but that's not all. The more we do it, the more we help each other to make it happen. We have created Thailand's first eco-material library for public use because we know we cannot exist alone. Others can use it. Others can turn their project, their buildings better, learn through the process. And in the end, the city benefits, we benefit, everybody benefits. And that's sustainable future, if that's the way we move forward together. And it's not located that far from here. The first eco-material library is a few blocks from Siam Paragon at the Magnolias, Radamli Boulevard, a few blocks from here, and all are welcome. When we care about people, even something like this that we see all the time, roof ceiling leaks with water, and everybody say, oh, it's normal. Yes, it's normal, but is that the way it should be? I think not. Why can't we put our heart and mind to it to see how can we make their life better? And when we do that, we find innovation. We put all the piping through the wall. There's no chip that go through the floor. So when anything leaks, the unit below is not suffer. When the piping goes to the wall, fixing it becomes easier. Less headache, and you can maintain it for the long term. And with that, changing of technology, changing of smart system of construction, one can actually offer 30 years warranty on residences and condominiums. And that is unheard of in Thailand. And that's special because we care. And imagine if everyone guarantee their work for 30 years or more, we will be careful about constructing what we do. We will try to take care of what we do more and more because we know we will take care of that for the long haul. And the benefits, where does it go? It's to the people. You know, the one who doesn't want to do 30-year warranties are only the people who worry about their money in the pockets or the business itself, not for sustainability. So with that mindset, it's impossible to move towards future sustainability when we do not care what happens next. But imagine if every building care about quality, care about maintenance, care about responsibilities, the city will be much better, much more quality. The last example, with the units in decreasing in sizes, because in cities we don't have a lot of spaces, 25 square meter units. The most window you can add to a unit like that is on one side. And if you want natural ventilation, you open the windows. Does the wind come in? No, because you only have one-sided window. You may open the door, then the breeze goes through, and you feel comfortable, but you lose your privacy again. And everyone accepts the way it is. But what people might not know, no matter how beautiful the units are, the air quality in small units will be unbearable and bad for your health because its concentration of toxin is so high without ventilations. But with that ideas of well-being, caring for others, qualities, we have developed single-sided window ventilations by spreading two windows far apart, twice the size of the side windows. And that allows natural ventilation to go through the units. And if that's not enough, because CO2 concentration can get really high to 1,000 ppm within minutes or within half an hour with a few people, then we add energy recovery ventilations to allow fresh air to come in without wasting energy to maintain the air. These are the examples that I want to show you that when you care and you're passionate about well-being and sustainability, you end up with amazing, simple innovation, integrated thinking that most people may not pay attention when we only worry about technologies and about our comfort, about our happiness, about we cannot exist in that mindset. And with all that, will make us healthy and happy as people, but also will put us into a real healthy environment with maintained biodiversity, with flora and fauna and healthy environment that we all enjoy, that we can smile when we look at, we can feel relaxed, we have better immune system, we have better short-term memories. And all of that I explained to you, I have a proposition to make. We have developed 11 dimensions for all well-being, for better, sustainable futures. And the first on the list, before we go in, is nature and animals. We need to exist with them. Biodiversity is so crucial to our future sustainability and well-being. And then all of the things that we are good at, like engineers and architects. Energy and water, yes, more efficient, use less, material resources, reclaim more, use as efficient as possible, smart construction, as some examples I've shown you, indoor environment, health and well-being, active mobility. The more you walk, the healthier you are, and the better for the environment, because the most that you will exhaust will be your fart, not the exhaust from your car. Technology and automation, we want, in the aging society, you need to support these people as well. And these technology can help make their life better, more precise. Operation services for the long haul. We all operate it. We all collaborate. We all take care of each other for the long haul. Education, discovery, then we teach the new generations. We let them learn, let them grow from our mistakes, from our successes. And in the end, we take care of the communities, combined with all the multi-generations of the younger people, the teenager, and the elderly. And this is a framework. It may look complex like this, but if you understand my point, it's not complex. It looks complex, but the mindset is so simple. It's when you balance the heart and the brain, the heart and the mind together. And you can understand this quite simply. When we all young, we have big heart. We don't think a lot. And that is disaster to ourselves, right? But as you grow up, older and older, more successful, you have a lot of brain. You think a lot. You're smart. You balance things. You reason things to make our life better. But you don't think with your heart enough to have a sustainable future. But that is a disaster to others when you don't think with your heart and just your brain. It's a disaster to the world. It's a disaster to the environment. strike the balance between the heart and the brain. That is a paveway. That is a pathway to sustainable future. And with that, thank you.